Alright, we have a green bar, we have a live counter ticking up, and that means welcome back. You may be hearing the sounds of wood being chopped in the background. Don't worry too much about that. It's all good. Sorry, I was just, looking at something on my phone. Don't mind me. Yes, so, hello. This is my potato. Look at it. But yes.
Look at it!
Today, it's just me and Jack, and we shall be gazing at my potato as we yap while I do my, weeklies and dailies and FF14, because of course. Very conducive to yapping. Jack, can you see everything? Could you give me, an audio balance check real quick?
Yeah, sure, I think I can do that. But, yeah, it's, what does that even necessarily entail? Just talking?
Yes, but, it also requires you to actually be listening to the stream, just in case. But yes, as you can see, I am something of a noob who is just on Summoner because it's kind of a brain-dead class, which ironically quite well fits with the class fantasy, even though so from a lore perspective, right, it makes perfect sense. Because the idea
I know very little about Final Fantasy lore, I must confess.
Well, no, just what does the idea of a summoner tell you? Gameplay with
shit.
Yes, they summon things to fight for them instead of doing it themselves. The unfortunate thing is that has translated to gameplay by simply the person just, does, nothing. Right? They just, stand there, summon pets, and then the pets murder things. There's, as I said, it's a bit of a brain-dead class. Now it's time to gamble. Jack, would you like to do the honors of, doing our, daily lotto scratches at the Gold Saucer?
Go with the middle one and the bottom right, then, if you're doing top left to start.
Okay, you get one more.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get to scratch 3, and then you have to choose.
Top right then.
Okay, so now we choose a line. Which line do you think, Jack, based on the possible payouts?
Huh. Okay.
For example, this is guaranteed to be an 8, 9, or 11 at minimum. It cannot be 10, because the only way it can be 10 is if there's another 3 and you can't have 2 of the same number. Let me go with this one and you can pick the next time. For example, see? I got the 8. Right? The highest was, I think, the 21, which would have gotten us 1,080, but I still got, 70. Or 720 off of it, so, I'm one full rotation away. Now, same deal, scratch 3, then pick a line. You don't even have to think about it, you can leave it to luck.
Okay. Go top middle. Bottom right. And bottom left.
Okay, well, now pick a line at random. Because that's really all you have to do.
I'd say go with the rightmost line.
The down or the diagonal?
Right column.
There you go, okay. Okay, 306, not bad. Actually, not. Oh, that was literally the best possible result in this. Well, second best possible result in this entire ticket. I'm just gonna like do this quickly just to expedite the process.
How many of those do you have?
3. You get 3 a day.
Ah, okay.
Now, I'm not going to play Triple Triad, but I'm going to do the minigames. So basically, you got to do, like, a bunch of, like, minigames, because it's the Gold Saucer, right? That's where you do. How much experience do you have with Final Fantasy, actually?
Very little. I played a little bit of the FF7 remake, and that's about it. The most experience I've had with it is the FF7 Mission Abridged.
The FF7 Mission Abridged is actually a pretty solid story primer, but also, so what you're telling me is that you're some sort of fake gamer.
Not really. Like, it's one of many gaming franchises. I'm not a fake gamer for not playing one of the big franchises.
That sounds like something a fake gamer would say.
So Fuzzy, does that mean that if you have not played all of the Call of Duty any of the Call of Duty games, that you are also a fake gamer?
No, because Call of Duty bad. I mean, are you gonna, like, argue particularly hard for the sake of Call of Duty of all things?
No. But, like, what I'm also saying is, like, something being a big game franchise does not mean it is, like...
First of all, you do understand, like, it's a bit, right? I'm, like, playing a character.
Yes, I know.
But, like, also, I think there is something to be said about just, like, quality and influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you have to admit, that is something that, the Final Fantasy series just is kind of universally agreed upon to just be high quality in terms of its writing. For the most part, you know, there are, of course, always exceptions. In this house, we do not talk about Dirge of Cerberus. But, you know, there's, like... Generally, the games just have good writing and mechanics.
That is what one would hope for from a game.
Okay, here's the thing. And this is something that could be potentially a bit divisive, I do not necessarily believe that a game has to have writing to be a good game.
I don't necessarily disagree on that front. At the same time, though, I think, like, good writing is better than bad writing, quite obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying just I don't think a game needs to have, like, writing, period. Is what I'm trying to say.
Sometimes a game doesn't really have much in the way of plot, if at all.
Yeah, you don't need... Because sometimes you just don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's better to just have a game where the mechanics are solid, you know that the mechanics are solid, and as a result, you just don't bother with writing or a plot. That said, you are going to have to, like, give me a few topics to work with, considering the fact that, you know, I am kind of driving the boat, as it were.
You're driving the boat because you started the boat.
Okay, I apologize. You know I yap. We have a bonk button for a reason.
Would you like me to employ it? I can employ it.
I mean...
I like the sound of it.
Fair enough.
That's a thing that we could talk about a little bit. To what extent does, what's basically the tonal equivalent of an aesthetic, you know?
Isn't that what a tone is? Is like...
I guess so.
A non-visual equivalent of an aesthetic?
Kinda, but I'm more meaning like in the case of like an appealing sound versus an appealing look, you know?
Oh, when you said tonal, I thought you meant like story tone,
No,
not
no, no, no,
literal
I mean,
like musical tone.
audio tone.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. I'm not really a big music person. I think maybe like a mood. Right? Do you occasionally call those a mood?
Not that I can recall.
Because, like, so I do understand what you're getting at. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mood. At least that's how a lot of, like, the music, streamers and providers and categorizers categorize it as.
Makes sense.
So, I don't think it would be inappropriate to call it a mood, but other than that, I don't know, actually. If it's not a mood, I don't know what it would be, but I know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, no, like the vibe of it.
Yeah, I guess that's another word, is vibe. Just like...
Vibe is a more umbrella term,
Okay.
though, so I don't think it would necessarily work just for sound.
Are we just being dumb? Is it just genre that we're thinking of?
No, not necessarily, because two things can be the same genre, different genres that have the same vibe. You know?
I think
Like-
I get you, yeah.
You can have like a dark, mournful ballad that's either rock or like pop or rap. Like it's not like genre exclusive to have a dark, mournful ballad.
Okay,
You know?
no, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, I really don't know that. Because it seems like you just have a word for it, but it's telling...
I would think you would, but no, I don't think we do.
Or, well, it could just be that... I'm sure there is. I think we're just, like, kind of missing the... something obvious here.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, it's a thing that can happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it can easily happen.
But
Words are wonderful things, but also weird.
But yeah, I think music as a whole is something that because it is so ancient and fundamental to, like, the human spirit, music has kind of been studied to a point where it is difficult to find the path forward, necessarily. When it comes to...
create new things.
Huh?
What, to create new things, basically?
Not to create new things, just to, like, think of new directions of study. Right? It's... You just... So much has already been done with music that it is hard to imagine what there is left to do, because music is one of the oldest, like, things humanity has.
The only things that are of comparable age are probably stuff like fire, the wheel, maybe
Okay,
currency or
ironically,
trade goods.
I think people were singing before they were eating cooked food. Like, I genuinely think music might actually predate, like, fire.
That is possible. Well, if we're talking about species other than humans, then it absolutely does create.
But obviously, but, like, if we're talking about humans specifically, yeah, then yeah, I think for human beings, I think singing and, like, just talking in that way with each other probably does predate, like, fire. But yeah, I think, because, like, remember, as upsetting as it is, something like pop music, right, that has been solved, like, algorithmically.
You say that, but most pop music nowadays just sounds so fucking artificial and bullshit.
Yes! Because it has been solved mathematically. That's the point. Right? Like, that's what I was trying to get at, is that, it sounds artificial because it is.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's one of...
Honestly, that's like me tooting the horn of, like, older pop music. Like,
I mean...
pop music is kind of shallow by its nature.
Yes, that it is built for purpose, right? Popular music is built to be popular, and...
Very little else.
Yeah, so... That, in and of itself, is not really, something very surprising. It's just very interesting that, even though there are blind spots that we still have with regards to music, we can't quite put our finger on it a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not necessarily something you would, like, expect off the top of your head, right? Like, because music is so fundamental, it's not something a lot of people spend time actively thinking about.
Yeah.
So yes, music is confusing.
It's confusing, but it's beautiful.
Some of the time.
Look, we all have our genre preferences. This is known.
I just,
But
like...
at the end of the day, I think, like, the actual pursuit of music as a passion, as a artistic pursuit, as a thing of creation, I think that's beautiful. Like, it is one of the most beautiful things a human can aspire to do, I think. Actually earnestly pursuing music.
I do not necessarily agree, but that is more for...
I've also just been a big music guy since I was young, because I was, involved in music since I, was in elementary school, so...
Ah, so they indoctrinated you early on, is what you're saying.
Nah, indoctrinate's not the right word. It's more of, introduced me, to it.
Like, I get what you're saying. No, I am not disagreeing with you, like, fundamentally. I think what I'm trying to say is that while I do enjoy music, and I am very pro more people making music, I think I have reached a place in my life where I have other priorities.
Like, just in terms of art you consume, or
Yes.
more in general?
Yes, art I consume.
The beautiful thing about music, Fuzzy, is that you don't have to listen intently to it in order to appreciate it.
Yes, which is
It
why...
can be...
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying I don't listen to music, because I do.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, like, one of the great things about music is that it is additive to other tasks. Like, you don't detract from things by listening to music. It only makes things, unless you're listening to, like, really unpleasant music, which I don't think is all that common, really, necessarily.
You say that, but I have met multiple people, like, independently, who just really like noise music.
Yeah, I don't understand that genre.
Like... Listen. As one of the mentally ills, I think that's a mental illness thing.
No, there's some kinds of music that are just noise.
Yeah, like, by design.
Mm-hmm. And I don't understand it. Like, good for them for finding some a fun way to do crazy shit with the sound, but like not for me. Emphatically not for me.
I don't understand it, and it scares me. Therefore, I vote we destroy it forever with extreme
Is that a
prejudice.
reference to The Simpsons or something?
It's a reference to something, but I think that's just one of those common gags that has happened so often that it's impossible to find the original reference.
See, when in doubt, if it is something that has cropped up as a point of commentary in the past 30 years, The Simpsons probably did.
It was probably The Simpsons, yes. Just as a general rule, when in doubt, it was almost certainly The Simpsons.
Simpsons is basically like the modern version of, not necessarily in quality mind, but it's the modern version of Shakespeare in that it's done fucking everything.
Well, original Simpsons, you could make a decent argument that it, even in terms of quality, right?
Like, yeah, the first, like, I want to say 8, 9 seasons.
I believe the general consensus is 9 was the downward spiral.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I've heard anything from 9 to, like, 11, or even... Some say, like, 12 was when the decline really set in. So, yeah, probably the first, like, 9, 10 seasons. But again, Mill is a resident Simpsons expert, and he's not here right now.
I work with The Simpsons, not, like, to the obsessive degree that Mill does, but I certainly do involve myself in that.
I didn't say, I'm not questioning your credentials, Jose. I just said Mill's a resident expert.
Oh, yes, no. This is known.
It is not.
But yeah, I think media in general is something that, like, art in general is just such a fundamental part of the human identity.
Absolutely. Like, you cannot, like, part of the reason I hate AI shit is because, like, it's just so divorced from, like, the human process of creativity, and it just feels like it's divorced from it. Because, like, there's just this weird, like, soullessness to, like, the vast majority of AI shit that I've seen. And it's like...
Because it is.
Yeah, well, it's not just that, it's also, like, a case of... How can you look at this and even think of the idea that you can replace a regular human artist with this bullshit? You have to be either a moron or actually, like...
I'm actually, like, quite taken with the envy theory.
Oh, it's 100% envy! Like, most of the people pushing this shit are people who lack the actual ability or creative drive to do it. Or are people who just, yeah, they don't... They want to be creators, but they just either don't have the wherewithal to actually risk putting their own actual creative ideas forward, or they just lack the creativity to actually make good stuff.
Why not both?
Yeah. And also, like, a lot of the time it's like Silicon Valley type dipshits or business fuckwads, or like, yeah, I can do this because they have inflated egos about their intelligence because they're either, like, rich or they're, like, in STEM.
Yeah,
and it's just like...
So, as someone who was a STEM lord for a while, I don't get it. I just really do not get it.
I think our society, like, while we societally value STEM professions, due in part to, like, how important they are to like, general prosperity, but also, like, reality. But we also, like, really should just knock people down a peg every once in a while, because some people are just way too fucking full of themselves and don't know how to take, like, even the slightest bit of criticism about it.
Wait, so you're saying there was a reason for those thousands upon thousands of stories about the dangers of hubris?
Yeah, I know, it's shocking, right?
You mean that thing that has been a fundamental part of the human collective consciousness in the sense of, being things that you should always be cautious of? You're saying those are, actually relevant to the modern day as well?
Yeah, it's kind of wild, but, like, some people don't seem to realize hubris is actually a bad thing.
So the unfortunate part is that there are probably genuinely people who think that having an ego is like a sign of strength or some bullshit like that.
There are lots of people who think that. I'm not going to get into that because that strays into politics.
Which is in and of itself kind of depressing, but yeah.
For a big orange reason that I will not elaborate upon.
This is why we can't have nice things, y'all.
It really is. But yeah, it does make you think, one of these dipshits is going to fly too close to the sun at some point.
I mean, that's the hope, but the problem is that it doesn't seem to have happened yet. Which is irritating. Because, like, it absolutely needs to happen, but just why hasn't it yet? Why not Zoidberg?
Pride cometh before a fall, as they say. Alas, sometimes the fall takes a few people down with it. Unfortunately.
I mean, in my experience, the fall just doesn't come often enough.
Yeah. So you're trying to say that we should push more CEOs off buildings, is that right?
For legal reasons, I cannot confirm or deny that statement. I'm sure you understand.
For human reasons, though.
For human reasons, it would be quite funny as a joke, strictly as a joke, definitely not at all seriously speaking. Just only as a joke, definitely. Completely.
Your Honor, I am defending my friend Fuzzy is innocent by reason of he's just a silly little guy. He was just being a bit silly. Can he not be silly?
I mean, we'll have an answer to that once the trial is over and we have the results, if you know what I'm saying. You know, that trial, which we're not going to name names, but anyone who, like, has a somewhat awareness of, like, current events will probably know exactly what we're talking about.
I think you might actually have to specify because there's multiple I can think of.
The one we're hoping does not get executed.
Ah, yes, that one. They don't have any way of getting him executed.
Do you know what actually surprises me?
What?
How is he still not just mysteriously been found having committed suicide by double tapping himself in the back of the head yet?
Well, there's a couple reasons, actually.
Oh, really?
One of them, I think, is just that he hasn't really, like... There would be a lot of people who would take it very badly, let's say, and the one thing you don't want to do when you're trying this kind of thing is to create a martyr.
Yes.
Like, assuming all the people pushing for him to get a life in prison or death sentence would, you know, understand, or at least be somewhat smart enough to understand, yeah, if he has an accident, quote unquote, we are going to be fucked.
You say that, but no one really kicked up a fuss over the island sacrifice incident.
Oh, what, the one earlier this month?
No, I'm talking about the original one. You know, the one who definitely killed himself in his cell that was totally surrounded by guards, guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that one?
The one who has quite a bit of files that we
Yes, that we'd like to see, but are probably never going to. Yes, that's. I think we've strayed a bit too far into that realm, but you get my point, right? Is like.
I get what you're going for, but yeah, I maintain that the people in charge are not stupid enough to try to just make an accident happen with this guy, because unlike a certain other dude, he doesn't really have anything like that will fuck them over information-wise.
True. Right. That it does make sense. He doesn't need to be
silenced at all costs.
Yeah, because he's not really, like, specifically, he is not a,
Also, he is only allegedly guilty of the things he's being accused of, because he has not been convicted. So let us give him that courtesy.
Yeah, but, like, you know how the justice system in the West is, right? Like, innocent until
Legally
proven guilty
speaking,
is actually,
it
like...
is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and I'm sticking with that.
No, like, that's just... Like, from an objective, systemic point of view, that is not true. Right? That is not how the system works, or that's not even how the system is designed to work. That's one of those comforting lies that they tell to children.
Here's the thing, though, Fuzzy. Like, sometimes it is like that, and sometimes it's like that for all the worst reasons. Like, you can be convicted in the court of public opinion every single fucking day. But it doesn't change the fact that if you are found to be, innocent, the law cannot hurt you for that same thing.
Right. Okay, so what I was getting at is that they are not... So at no point in a trial is the government and the system trying to prove anyone's innocence. They are trying to prove guilt. That is what I was getting at.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. The burden of proof the burden of proof falls upon the prosecution.
Yeah. I'm explaining this poorly because remember, I'm in forensic psychology. I do actually have like a criminological background, formally speaking.
Fuzzy, I didn't know you were a criminal. Gasp.
Listen, for legal reasons, look, I'll talk about it off stream. But yeah, I think forensically speaking, I'm talking from a strictly technical point of view. There's a thing that I'm not explaining well that is relevant. I just forget.
I mean, I can think of a few possibilities, but are you talking like mob mentality or something?
No, I'm talking like from the perspective of the legal system and the like police system. I'll bring it up later. We're also veering way too into serious territory. We can probably afford to like go back to our regularly scheduled programming.
We have to go back.
I mean, just objectively speaking.
I was making a reference.
I'm aware.
You know what I was referencing?
Yes. I was alive when Lost was airing, okay?
Yeah, just because you were alive didn't mean you watched it.
I thought that the thing is, funnily enough, everyone who was alive when Lost was airing basically watched it.
Lost was an experience, let me tell you. I didn't watch the whole thing as it was airing, but I caught up, I think, around... I think I caught up around either Season 4 or Season 5. So I watched the last season or two live.
Oh,
And
God.
that was a fucking time, man.
I can imagine. God. I don't know if I should, like, be... I don't know if I should be offering my condolences or not.
It was fun, but, like, at the same time, it was pretty fucking wild. And yet, still not, like, the craziest, like, television experience I've ever had in terms of, like, a show going absolutely batshit insane over the course of its run. I'm not even talking, like, going insane, like, in a mind screw way. I'm just talking to, like, in just how the overall perception of the show has changed over time. Yes, this is about Game of Thrones.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Lost.
Well, yes, we are also talking about Lost, but, like, it's kind of insane how hard people fell off of Game of Thrones after the final season.
I mean, probably the most insane is how hard the writers fell off of Game of Thrones after the... in the last few seasons.
The craziest thing is, like, Benioff and Weiss had, like, basically fucking carte blanche to keep making more seasons of the show because it was just absolutely fucking printing money. Yeah, it was because they wanted to make a fucking Star Wars, and after the final season of Game of Thrones just cratered their reputation, they got kicked off the project.
It's almost
because, of course, they did.
It's almost like if you show that you are willing to completely abandon your project the moment a better one comes along, they don't necessarily... That doesn't necessarily give much hope to the people involved.
Yeah, no, it's almost like it shows the negative things about your integrity as a creator and a person.
Yeah, funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
Who could have possibly predicted such a thing?
Literally fucking anyone with a brain.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, I don't know how they got their brain scooped out and still continue to function physically, but it's almost impressive. Almost as impressive as how badly they fucked up.
I wasn't even a Game of Thrones fan, because as we've established, the grimdark is just not for me. But,
I'm still going to assert that it's not grimdark, but I do understand that it is very much emphatically not for you.
Well, because, like, okay... Stuff. It is kind of darker than Berserk. And Berserk is prototypically grimdark, so, like... Are you gonna talk your way out of that one?
I think Berserk is darker. Having read both, I think Berserk is darker.
So here's the thing. In Berserk, there's at least, like, decent human beings with magical powers and also high explosives. There's not really as much of that in, I'm not saying there's none of that in Game of Thrones, but definitely not as much.
I feel like the setting in Berserk is more overall bleak is the thing. Because the evil is just so overwhelmingly powerful.
So yes and no, right? Because the ceiling is so high, there is actually an opportunity to, like, change things. Because the ceiling is not just... Because it's been established that there aren't just evil deities, there's also relatively good ones in the form of, like, the elemental kings and stuff. In the spirit world. That's... Whereas in Game of Thrones, because it's all... Mostly, with the exception of the White Walkers, it's kind of just all people being evil to each other. There's no, like... There's no grand swing, if you take my meaning.
So the thing is, like, it's not all people being evil to each other. There is a lot of human warmth and kindness showcased throughout the series. And while it's not always immediately rewarded, the human kindness and the mutuality of a lot of human interactions do come back in a good way in several cases, both big and small. It's a dark world, it's a very difficult world, but it's not a world where everyone is evil. And it's not a world where all good guys always suffer.
Okay, so we have a chatter. I don't know...
I believe that's me.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I believe they're quite familiar with Final Fantasy.
Yes, no, I know. We are... And also, I am not in ARR Meep, funnily enough. I'm just doing ARR grinds. But also now I'm just going to go, if I remember how, I'm just gonna go to Foundation. And, like, just mine.
What does Asimov have to do with this?
Took me a minute. That's... You know what's funny? I know that that's one of his more popular products, but I'm not really that much a fan of a lot of Asimov's writing.
From what I've heard, it's very dry.
No, there's also some, like, weird sex stuff.
That's every author from that era, though.
Okay, fair. But yes,
Like,
I need... But
just look at fucking Heinlein.
we don't. Listen. At least...
Isaac Asimov is, like, one of the OG sci-fi writers. Like, Foundation is, and the Three Laws of Robotics.
He's the Three Laws of Robotics guy.
Yeah, the Three Laws of Robotics.
But yes. I shall
you
now...
don't like Heinlein, Fuzzy.
I don't think... I know you're being sarcastic, but no! No, I do not! No!
I can't blame you.
But yeah, Isaac Asimov at least had some cool ideas, and was influential on the genre.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the jump point. But yes, I am now going to, mine, so I can craft later.
I see what you did there. Also, like, I'm not really big on Seth MacFarlane's writing, if I'm being perfectly honest.
He feels like one of those people where if he hits, it's that was an accident.
Yeah, honestly, if I wanted to watch an old sci-fi series, I'd probably watch either Star Trek Next Gen or Deep Space Nine. Or maybe I'd watch Stargate. I've heard Stargate's good.
Kratos is in it, isn't he? Oh wait, no. Was Kratos in Stargate or Babylon 5?
I don't know. I'm not up to date on my old sci-fi shows.
Yeah, anyway, so I think my issue, and this is, I'm sure, will be shocking to everyone involved. I think I'm not really big on sci-fi.
Huh.
Like, it's just not my bag.
Everyone has their genre preferences.
Yeah, I just kind of don't frick with it.
Yeah, that is completely fair.
Cause like okay, I'm gonna go off on a rant now. It's good that this occurred to me. So, it is known that, sufficiently analyzed magic is indistinguishable from science and vice versa. Yes?
Yes.
This is known. This is like just something we take as evident, as self-evident. here's the problem. I am kind of tired of, and part of this Sanderson is to blame, of the proliferation of, like, harder magic systems as this sort of golden rule. Because I am seeing that a lot, where every magic system can essentially be, like, broken down and optimized into a scientific thing. In, like, a lot of contemporary fiction.
See, I really like it when they do, like, oh, okay, you can do this magic, but this magic is enhanced by knowing more science.
No, that's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one where magic is literally just science, but different.
Yeah, the MCU did that for a minute before it decided not to with Doctor Strange. And thank God it didn't do that with Doctor Strange. It would have been so fucking dumb.
Which makes it even more surprising that they didn't do it. Because we all know how much executives like doing things that are objectively dumb.
In fairness, Fuzzy, Kevin Feige is not nearly as dumb as the average executive. He's like an order of magnitude smarter than that.
He was for 3 phases. I will give him that.
I feel like it's less dumb decisions and more just like getting too caught up in the vision and kind of poleaxed by circumstances.
But yeah, I think, for me, I prefer it when magic has an element of, like, wonder and or randomness or chance or just not completely being explicable. Right? Like, to me, the whole thing where, oh yes, everyone knows magic A is magic A, right? Like, that, to me, can sometimes take the charm out of it.
You're a hardcore Tolkien guy, then.
I wouldn't even say... I mean, kind of, I guess? I wouldn't say hardcore, but yeah.
You like his approach to magic.
Yeah. I'm kind of just like... Sometimes we can just... like... immerse ourselves in the sort of, wonder.
You like whimsy?
I do. I quite like whimsy,
nice.
in fact. But yeah, I kind of... like... Because here's the thing. There's a lot of, like, really good quality stuff that has magic systems like that. But it feels like overwhelmingly in the modern day...
With regard to Beastars, I've only watched the anime. Final season's alright, it doesn't hit as much as the first 2.
So, I'm going to once again do the thing where I explain that I was reading Beastars before it was cool.
You goddamn hipster.
It's just true for a lot of things. Like, I still remember going off on a whole thing where I tried to sell Hell's Paradise to everyone when it was only like 30 chapters in, and everyone was like, it seems okay, but we're not really, like, that interested. And then suddenly, much later, when it was, like, near the end, people were, like, just riding it whole hog, and that just upset me deeply.
Why did you feel that sense of vindication, Fuzzy? You should have felt vindicated.
It's a similar situation to Beastars. I think I was one of the first people in our circle to actually, like, get really into Beastars. And then, you know...
Yeah. Did you know about Haruhi Takaki's other manga?
Which one?
Sanda.
I believe so, yes.
That's getting an anime this in the fall season.
course it is.
Hey, Beastars is a hit, regardless of the quality of the later content. Beastars is a hit.
I'm so. First of all, that I'm just not as big a fan of like that one, just for genre reasons.
What, Sanda or Beastars?
Sanda.
Makes sense.
But other than the genre reasons, like I'm kind of just like I have concerns.
Oh?
I don't know, No, you're right. Like, the Beastars did not really, like... So, here's the thing. Can you remember the last manga you read or anime you watched that actually stuck the landing?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because
I want to say, like, the last big one was probably, like, that's a tricky question. There's been a lot, like, that have kind of sort of done a decent landing, but, like, actually had, like, a good or near flawless ending. In terms of manga, it's probably Ass Class. Is the most recent.
And that was almost a decade ago, Jack.
You don't need to remind me. I know.
God,
In
we're
terms
so
of anime,
old.
there's like maybe a dozen or so that I'd say have a perfect or near perfect ending. I'm gonna look through my recent watches because it's been a minute, and I watch a shit ton of anime.
You do, in fact, do that quite often, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also just gonna exclude like adaptations in this look because I want to see if I can find originals. There have been some good originals. Honestly, Apocalypse Hotel had a really good run from start to finish, and that was only that only ended like 3 months ago.
Yeah, Meep mentions Claymore, but again, Claymore was more than Was Claymore 20 years ago?
Claymore ended in the 2010s. I don't remember exactly when.
Okay, well, I'm just like... I can feel myself aging in real time, as I'm sure you can...
2014.
Okay, so it has been 10 years.
It's been over a decade, yes.
Yeah,
Also,
I don't
I
like...
know you will never stop standing Claymore. Yes, Bloom is also perfect, yes.
Okay, Bloom is perfect for the main couple. I would have liked a little bit more on the side characters in the form of, some of the... Maybe some side stories would have been interesting.
There is a short story collection, also the regarding Sayaka Seiki light novel series.
Huh. That's cool, at least.
Yep.
But once again, it's hard to really tell, like, how, well executed it was without, like, actually being in the trenches, as it were. But yeah, it's very rare, unfortunately, that, things really stick the landing like that.
Endings are hard.
Yeah!
Like, seeing it more and more just makes me realize, like, yeah, no, endings are just really fucking hard to nail.
Just, like... It doesn't make sense, but it's true.
Yeah, like, there's no approach that's going to be perfect as well, because, like, sometimes you see people go from the ending backwards, and sometimes that works out really well, like with Full Metal Alchemist, and sometimes it really fucking doesn't.
What?
I don't even
No.
need to... There are a lot of examples. What?
No, really? No, but okay, yes, so what I'm trying to say is, yeah. Again, and me brings up a good point. Assuming they actually get an ending, because especially with something like Shonen Jump, but even outside of Shonen Jump, a lot of the stuff just doesn't end.
Yeah, it just keeps on keeping on.
Or just gets axed outright.
Oh god, yeah. You can just ask Mill about that.
Listen.
Mans is traumatized.
Listen. On the one hand, it's fricked up what they did to him. On the other hand, he did bring a lot of that on himself. Like, you can't really blame... Like, it's sort of the, you know, when the series axing editor axes a series and you're shocked, that's not really sensical, as it were.
I don't think it's necessarily shock, just disappointment.
But just like the fact that you subject yourself to it over and over again, like, you know, definition of insanity and all that. And yes, I'm aware that the quote is wrong, but, or like, that was one of the cases where my man's was actually wrong, because he was criticizing the thing, and it was a whole thing. Yes, I'm aware. But the point is somewhat cogent.
Mm.
Like, if you do the same thing over and over again, maybe don't expect different results. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Unless you're hitting, like, a lotto or something like that. In which case, you will get different results because it's a randomized thing.
No, you will get the same result of not winning.
Okay, now you're just being semantic.
I mean, I'm not wrong. With the lottery, the point is literally, are you winning? Because if you're not, then you're losing. Like, the numbers don't matter unless you actually win, right? Otherwise, the numbers are irrelevant. Mm-hmm. Also, behold MMOs where you have to periodically check market tax rates.
Good God.
Listen. Allegedly, we have consented to this level of insanity. Allegedly. We are definitely not screaming for help in frequency that no one else can hear.
Honestly, allegedly is one of my new favorite words. You can say so much by just adding allegedly on the end.
Like how some certain people definitely did not kill themselves, allegedly.
Or how certain people definitely haven't ordered the deaths of other people for no good reason, allegedly.
I think we're using it wrong?
Maybe. Also, yeah, I haven't read Golden Kamuy. I know the final season's coming up, and I am excited for it because it is a really fucking great series.
I'm gonna be real, I kind of dropped off of Golden Kamuy.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it get too crazy for you, or did it just not sustain what you wanted?
I kind of just lost interest. Like, I got the premise, but I just, like... So I got the journey, I just lost interest in what they were doing on the journey.
So you weren't vibing?
Yeah, I think it was just a vibes-based thing.
Hmm. And not that there's nothing really wrong with that. No, there is something wrong with it. It's bad, you should feel bad!
I'm aware.
I kid.
But yeah, I just, I have a fondness for... like, crazy stuff happening, But there comes a point where I sort of just, like, need something more than just the insanity to sustain myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to actually, like, be invested in a way that I am often not from a lot of these media properties.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost certainly like a purely a character thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, there came a point where I just did not find that the characters, their journeys, and the directions they were going as interesting as I did previously. So I just kind of fell off. What about you? Do you have anything like that?
I mean, there have been series here and there that I've fallen off on. It'd take me a minute to remember them because, you know, I fell off on them, so they're not really fresh on mind.
I mean, of course, yes.
But yeah, yeah, sometimes it's just losing interest, sometimes it's just getting a stronger interest in something else and not having the time to keep up. Or finish, as the case may be. For like something that's older and you don't need to catch up on it, per se.
Sometimes it's okay to just, like, let it go. Let things go, and,
Nope, you said it. Let it go, let it go. I kid. I'm
Like-
sorry, Fuzzy. Disney infects everything.
infect is certainly the correct word for it. But yeah, okay. I will
Different
say...
topic. Are there series that you regret getting into and finishing?
Jack, I hate-read the entirety of Fairy Tail.
I remember. I remember you mentioning that. Why did you subject yourself to that?
I don't know, it was there.
You were just craving that. You were just craving entertainment that much.
Wasn't really even an entertainment thing, I think. I just, like... okay. I was earlier in my sort of journey at the time. Because, you know, it's that joke of, like, person who's only ever watched Boss Baby be like, this movie's really giving me Boss Baby vibes. Right? But
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have, like, sometimes there's people without that, awareness. Sometimes there's, like, other factors there, like... And I was young and foolish, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was young and foolish, and I have many regrets. Just generally.
Regret.
Also, yeah, Ida 10 deities. I am glad I heard what happened in episode 1 and decided to never touch it with a 10-foot pole.
You made the smarter choice than the rest of us.
You say that, but there's still people who defend Goblin Slayer.
See, Goblin Slayer I don't think is as bad as Eden 10 Deities. By any stretch.
Only because it's specifically, like... So, okay. I almost consider it worse. The reason for that, and I do in fact have a somewhat coherent reason for this. I consider it almost worse because it basically treated one of the most horrifying things that can happen to someone as clickbait. It literally opened the series with that to get attention and then just pivoted completely and pretended that never happened. That's worse, because at least Ideten Deities, it's fricked up and bad, but consistently so. It didn't just do that in the first episode and then pretend it never happened.
So Goblin Slayer doesn't do that, though. It showcases the thing happening, and it mentions multiple times that it happens both in the backstory and in the present day. It just doesn't show it anymore.
That's what I mean. Like, they didn't have to show it the first time, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Look, that's just... We don't talk about Ideten Deities in detail, but yes.
We don't need to. It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, but, like, that's the thing. No, but that's what I mean. It still does bad things continuously. It shows them, it does them. Goblin Slayer doesn't. It just pretends it just opens with that as clickbait, and then just is a fun romp without that really happening on screen ever again. And that is, to me, deceptive. And
I honestly would have preferred if they didn't have that scene to begin with.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't need to. Like, that scene adds nothing. Like, with the context of the latter part of the series, you do not lose anything in the rest of the series if that scene never happened. You can mention it happening, you can show characters, like, talking about backstories. Just, like...
I think it's the framing more than anything else that really is the worst part of it. Because, like, if they had done more to make it, like... To not make it feel so gross and grody in, like, the kind of exploitative way it is. It's worse in the manga than it is in the anime, I think.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, the framing is not great.
But even then, it's just, again... Yeah, that's the thing. You could have just had it be implications from day one, and you would have lost nothing. That's what I'm getting at, really. Like, is it the worst thing in the world? Not specifically, but, like... I mean, it could be worse, but at the same time, at no point did it have to happen. Just like... there's a trope for it, too, right? Nothing is scarier.
Yes. Honestly, like, in a lot of the cases, like, just showing the, just giving you the implication of something happening, but not giving any detail makes it worse.
Yeah!
Well, not worse in execution, just makes it more horrifying.
Yeah, so that's not even an excuse that you wanted to have it be horrifying, because it would be more horrifying if you made people actually think about it. Which is, that's why I,
So, I do think, like, in series that feel the need to show it, I think they do need to put an effort into framing it in such a way that it is, not exploitative.
It's not even that. Right? Like, and if we're gonna talk about exploitative framing, we were talking about Game of Thrones for a while earlier.
Yeah, no, its handling of that was really bad for most of the run.
Most? I'm pretty sure it was just like... The only reason it wasn't as bad later on is they just stopped talking about it or doing it or, like, it happening, really, in plot-relevant places later on. But it was, like, kind of consistently bad throughout.
Berserk is hit or miss on it. Because, like, on the one hand, the Eclipse, it kind of is, like,
I think that it did not. None of the things in Berserk needed to be shown on screen, with the exception of the Eclipse
Yeah.
incident.
I think the most egregious example of it though is Wild.
Yeah. Wild was just gratuitous.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason he's cut out of basically every single fucking adaptation.
It's just like like I said, there's
no reason
yes.
for him.
Right? It's just there like, hey, what if
the only positive thing he adds is letting Zod aura farm.
But even then, it's just like...
You could have done that without him.
Yes, also, this is probably a somewhat controversial opinion. I am not a fan of Zod.
Really?
Nope.
Why specifically?
Because, so everyone is always glazing Zod, because he has just the bare...
a cool name and a cool design.
He has a cool name, a cool design, and also he has, like, some degree of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But here's the thing. I dislike Zod because they are literally giving him credit for doing the absolute bare minimum. And the thing is, at the end of the day, he is still completely loyal to Griffith, so what was the point of, like, portraying him sympathetically? That's really with all of the Apostles and Sonya and all of them, right? Like,
yeah.
What is the point of...
The thing is, like, when you're just painting in all black, how do you distinguish shades of black from each other?
Yeah, not even that, right? Do you know what's interesting? Berserk is another example of how timing affects whether or not a character can ever be seen positively. Now, I'm not saying Griffith is redeemable or will ever be redeemable, and I don't...
he is well past the event horizon.
But Falconia, if Falconia had happened before Golden Age...
Oh, if that had been like the start of the series, you think?
Yes. If Falconia had been the start of the series instead of Golden Age, or even if you just went straight from Black Swordsman to Falconia without, like, Golden Age in between...
Well, there's other stuff between there.
But you know what I mean. If you had just not done Golden Age till much later, there are already people who stan Griffith because they are objectively stupid.
They're simps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Zod is a Blood Knight. That has been established multiple times.
Yes, but that's not an excuse. Right? Like, the people glaze him to the point where you'd think he's, like, an actual good character. He's not. He's cool, but he is literally... Like, Sung Jin Woo is a better character than Zod.
Oh! That take is spicy.
I really don't think it should be. Because at
Honestly, Meep, you need to check out the first part of our villains tier list, because you'll find some fun takes there. But
yeah.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. At least Sung Jin Woo has hobbies. Right? Like, Sung Jin Woo is just, like, a guy.
We also don't know why or how Zod turned into an apostle. His backstory is unexplored.
What do you mean by untrue? Are you saying that Sung Jin Woo doesn't have hobbies? Because he does.
I think Meep is responding to your suggestion that he's more interesting than Zod.
I mean... Okay, do you even... See, here's the problem. We both have ADHD. Memory is a lie, and object permanence is a myth. I don't remember...
Also, our conversation is like 5 to 10 seconds ahead of the chat.
That is true. do you remember some of our spicier takes from the
villains tier list? I need
Yeah.
to pull it up. Give me a sec.
Yeah, just pull it up. We have it on record, so we can just. No, he does things, like eat fried chicken, and flirt with his sister, right? Like, he has a personality beyond, and he's canonically he has boned at least once, like consensually, which is the important part.
I don't think that's happened in the anime yet.
But, like, yeah, he just like, Zod is Blood Knight number 14. Hype moments and aura, cool design, Blood Knight. That describes, like, 4 billion different characters. It's not a character, he's not a character. Right? Zod's not even real. Listen, we don't... No, yes! You are just reinforcing my point! That's also Goku. And Goku is just the worst part of Dragon Ball. This is known.
I disagree, but whatever. I'm trying to figure out what the spiciest take what we had was on our tier list.
I mean, I am a certified Goku hater. So maybe that's why, but like...
We didn't put anyone in S on our first batch, which I think the most controversial one who didn't make it into S was probably Aizen.
Because
We put him near the top of A, but
yeah,
he
because
didn't make it into
Aizen
S.
is a great character who is harmed by the series he has unfortunately found himself in.
The writing around him, especially like in the back half of the series, is not the best. Like, especially like after he loses.
Hang on. Ice Mommy is gonna step on me real quick. Oh wait, no, I forgot how the order goes. Oh wait, no, yeah, there we go. Do you, like, when, yeah, they knew, right? When they had, like, Ice Queen, Pretty Lady, have one of her main attacks being step on you with her heels, knew what they were doing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh,
knew.
absolutely.
Yoshi P likes to pretend he's not aware of the horny. He knows that the horny is part of what sells, and that's why you have people like the character here who is just wearing a swimsuit as a battle uniform, because that makes sense. Now, to be fair, the armor in this game is not as egregious as a lot of MMOs. You know, unless you're talking about the Coliseum Galeras, which we don't talk about the Coliseum Galeras. But generally speaking, the armor in this game is not just all women wear boob plate. Do not talk about the bunny outfit, by the way, that my potato is wearing.
Bunny outfit?
Listen, when you're a newer player in this game and you don't have enough gil or time to properly outfit your crafting and gathering system, you do things you regret. Not gonna dignify that with a response?
No.
That's fair, I wouldn't either.
Also, I am kind of responding to a message at this moment, so...
Oh dear, okay.
Slightly distracted.
Well, quick fellas, start hating on Goku and talk about how he's like a doo-doo head.
A bold choice, but no.
Oh, I thought you were away.
No.
Do I have a samurai keybind ready to go? I do not. Yeah, I'm just gonna nod and say I did. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting because I think we just have very different, takes on what makes a character worth watching. And in my case, a character that's just a Blood Knight is not enough for me.
No, you need to add layers onto them.
Yeah. It's like how Kenpachi from Bleach, right? If we're on the subject of Bleach. Kenpachi is real cool. The first
Not
time.
a lot else to him.
Yeah. He's real cool the first time, and then he's just hype moments and aura man.
I'm still pissed that Kubo decided to kill off Unohana just to hype up Kenpachi.
Also, like, the best healers and with the best magic support staff in the universe couldn't figure out a way to make that a non-fatal battle.
Yeah, no, it's really fucking dumb.
Like, someone who is very good at both murder and healing.
There's no logical reason to make that a battle which you have to lose one of your two best fighters.
There's like, here's the thing. There wasn't some sort of magical ritualistic thing about it. It was explicitly a psychological block for Kenpachi. So no one actually had to die as long as you just, like, convinced him that Unohana died. Right?
Yeah.
Hell, they have people...
They have illusion bullshit!
They have illusion bullshit! Who can literally bring people back from the dead if it hasn't been too long.
It's absolutely fucking crazy, yeah.
The fact that even, and this is one of the stupidest things that Aizen does too, even Aizen, who is like, ah yes, Orihime's power is literally hacks and breaks the magic system and trivializes the majority of our struggles, so what am I gonna do? I'm going to kidnap her and then do nothing.
Yeah, no, it's really fucking dumb.
It's really funny that the man was like, I am going to use her as bait to split the forces and then, like, risk my life to activate and, like, restore my MacGuffin, instead of just having the person who can restore the MacGuffin at zero cost or risk do that, and then also keep her as bait. Yeah, this is why Aizen did not make it to S tier. 'Cause...
He also got into A tier partially because of vibes.
Yes. Oh, well, no. My entire reason for putting him in A tier is explicitly that he is, for better or for worse, had an unshakable influence.
Oh yeah, no.
On
he is an
future...
extremely influential character.
Yes, on future characters.
Also, Fuzzy,
Uh-huh.
Speaking of the villains tier list, you want to know who will likely end round 3 on?
Oh no.
Bungie Gum. Hisoka, your favorite.
Is that... Wait, is that going to be controversial?
It's going to be interesting hearing the discourse on him. I know I haven't watched or read much Hunter x Hunter, but it'll be interesting to hear you, Mill and Number, talk about what to do with Hisoka.
Wait, okay, so you're not familiar with Hunter x Hunter. You're aware of, like...
I am vaguely familiar with Hunter x Hunter.
Are you aware of Hisoka's deal?
I'm aware that he is a weird pervert Blood Knight type who expresses
No.
an uncomfortable fixation on Gon and Killua.
No, so his entire character, he's a pedophile. That's the joke.
I know.
That's all there is to him.
Pedo Clown used swing. It was super effective against viewer sanity.
I mean, a lot of people were into that. And
Yeah,
that's
that
disturbing.
is
They should not. That should not be allowed. Quite frankly.
Yeah, Hisoka's a weird one.
Yeah. So okay. Do you know what the most irritating thing about Hisoka is?
What?
It's that bungee gum has the properties of both rubber and gum. You know, I'm only saying that semi-ironically. Cause
You actually like that meme?
No, in the sense of so I am not a fan of that because the biggest thing that the Hunter x Hunter writers, shall we say, talk about is, right?
No.
The biggest thing that they just, quite frankly, will not shut up about is that, oh, but the magic system is, like, super well thought out and internally consistent. Except when it's not. Hisoka is an example of that. Yes, it's fun. Like, the meme is funny. Yeah, haha, it has the properties of both rubber and gum. But that kind of breaks some of the internal rules of the magic system that have been established as being apparently, like, super, like, consistent, right?
Yeah.
'Cause guess what? His ability is the only thing that has the properties of both bungee and gum. As in, is a transmuter thing that has, like, two very different properties. So not only is he just constantly glazed by author and fandom alike, he also breaks some of the rules of the apparently pristine rules of the series. Which is just, you can see why that irritates me, right?
Yeah. It's very consistently inconsistent.
And yet, that is the thing that the people are always going on about, how... But guys, the magic system is so internally consistent. And then you introduce, like, Chimera Ants, which kind of just break the entire series, because they have to farm hype moments and aura.
It's going to be very interesting to see how y'all rank Meruem.
I know he's... Well, okay. So, I don't know. I think people have come around on the fact that Meruem is, like, not cool. Like, you realize Meruem's plot is kind of the plot of Twilight, actually, now that I think about it. Meruem is just Edward Cullen. Well, Meruem is almost a reverse Edward Cullen. Because, first of all, he is Edward Cullen, like, in terms of, like, power dynamics, but also he's, like, 3 weeks old? When he Stockholm Syndromes his, like, 15-year-old wife. But, like, mentally, he's, like, much older than that, like, those 3 weeks, so, like, he's mentally older than his very underage, imprisoned wife, but also is only 3 weeks old. It's just, like, not pleasant all around. And I think, like, a lot more people are kind of coming around to that, the fact that it's kind of just gross in many ways, but, there's still the Glazers. They will never go away. We can never be truly free of the Glazers.
Yep.
Like I said, there's the joke that, you know, Griffith did nothing wrong, and then there's the people who unironically believe that. As much as I wish I did not know that they exist, they are in fact real people who exist. And I wish that was not true every day of my life. As we've established, I have opinions on things. Shocking, I know.
Have opinions on things.
Well, some people shouldn't have opinions on some things.
Just because they should or shouldn't have opinions doesn't mean that they don't.
And that just makes everything worse for all of us, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah, speaking of, this is one of the most only egregious examples of boob plate. You see how little that covers on my male potato here?
Yeah.
It covers about just as much on for female characters as well.
Yeesh.
But no, what's interesting is that, as I said, this is one of the only examples of this. Like, there's like 1 or 2 armor sets that you actually wear, like, for stats that are horny. Now, there's a lot of swimsuits, but that's less egregious. Because it's explicitly, it is a swimsuit. Right? Like, there's no implication that this is the thing that your characters are wearing into battle.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of things that your character explicitly wears into battle, there's not that much, sort of, really unpleasant looking... Not unpleasant, like, because if we're talking strictly aesthetically, I'm sure it's pleasant to look at. But, look, you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not digging myself deeper into a hole here.
So on a different topic, if you want me to change tack,
Yes, please.
does it bother you if several characters in the same series have like not just like 1 or 2, not just like 2 or 3 characters, but like several characters of similar levels of importance all have names starting with the same letter and of similar lengths?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna say if I dislike ensemble casts, which I actually have some things to say. No, what's funny is I do have thoughts on ensemble casts, which, as we've established, is quite dangerous. But, no, I do have trouble keeping track. Yes, I do have ADHD. I'm shocked you are aware of this.
It bugs me so much, partially because of the ADHD, but also because, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to us? Like, even if it's like a theme naming thing, it's still annoying.
I almost wonder if it's
like
better or worse if it's a theme naming thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it is. It can get confusing for sure. Now, I do have thoughts on ensemble casts.
Please, go off. I need to step away, but I can still listen.
So, ensemble casts, I really like the idea of them. The problem is when the ensemble cast is not treated evenly enough in universe. Because when the ensemble cast is not treated evenly enough, oh, by the way, Meep, you have unfortunately missed our rant on why it was incredibly stupid that Unohana got killed off. Because there was literally no logical reason for it or point to it. So, you know, you missed that. You also missed me yelling at Aizen for like making stupid decisions later, which, you know, that's besides the point. Yeah, I find that far too often with ensemble casts, they are not treated as evenly as they need to be. Okay, I see your point, but have you considered that, like, Zod was never a twink, and Sung Jin Woo was for a while?
Also, Fuzzy, when you say treated unevenly for ensemble casts, do you mean like in terms of screen time or narrative importance, or
Yes.
do you mean like, okay? I mean, part of that's just the nature of the beast. Like, some will get narrative focus just because their narrative fits thematically more.
I'm not even talking about that. No, you're right. No, we, like, the... Okay. Do you know what's funny? I can go off on a rant about this.
Oh boy.
Sung Jin Woo is not an isolated incident. Every
No.
Korean... No. In the Korean web novel space. Every single Korean web novel starts as either a twink or a femboy or completely androgynous, and then there's, like, either a time skip or just over the course of the series, they become 6'9", 420 pounds of pure muscle, and just become the same body shape and face and person. This is almost in 100%. There are 2 out of the triple digits. I have read triple digits of Korean series. There are 2 out of thousands where the protagonist is a twink and or femboy.
And stays that way, you mean?
Yes. And even then, those series have not ended yet, and while it's been implied that they get to keep their twinkish femboyosity, I'm holding out hope that they don't, like, lose it at the end or in, like, some sort of awful epilogue like that one manga that Meep had to give me psychic damage with. Listen, we know why Imaizumi needs cardio, right? We are aware of what 6 to 7 digits means. Just because I'm Airways doesn't mean I don't, like...
Do not recite the deep lore to me. I was there when it was written, etc., etc.
Yes, I know! That's what made... I still hate that you subjected me to the psychic damage of that. Hey, you know what would make this manga titled My Androgynous Boyfriend better? If the epilogue explicitly went into how he stopped being androgynous later on.
That's some bullshit.
Intentionally. Because I'm sure there were lots of people who wanted to see that. But yeah, do you know what is even more interesting? Not only is that whole, like, enshittification of Korean male protagonists present in the, like, male-led, male-written, male-focused series. It's the same in the female-led, women-written, women-led series too, where they spend the entire early part of the series gushing about how soft and cute the male lead is, and then there's a time skip, and the male lead is just Korean standard male lead number 427. Also, we're not gonna get into the whole... You know how it was creepy how the Mushoku Tensei protag basically groomed 2 of his 3 wives from childhood because he was a grown-ass man
God.
in a child's body?
Oh god, yeah, we don't need to get into that.
No, but do you know what's funny?
Oh boy.
That is the plot of every female-centric, like, woman-targeted, woman-led, woman-written Korean web novel I've ever read. Literally, there are no exceptions. It is a grown-ass woman who is reborn into a world who grooms and who raises her future husband.
Damn, a lot of women writers be freaks, I guess.
Yeah! Apparently, Japan is not alone in that particular flavor of degeneracy.
I mean, a lot of... Yeah, not just women writers, a lot of men writers, too. A lot of writers in general are, in fact, freaks.
So here's the thing. With men writers, we expect this because men are just generally awful. I don't think I'm... Despite the fact that this...
Present company included, excluded, whatever.
Look,
Doesn't matter.
there is literally only one woman in our social circle who we interact with regularly. That's somewhat worrying. Not even, like, just from a demographic point of view, that's not our fault, that is society's fault.
Yeah. Just kind of a consequence of how things have shaken out socially.
Yeah, I know, I'm familiar with that, Meep. And the thing is, that's kind of the plot of every Korean romance novel. And, like, 90% of Chinese romance novels as well, is like, I am a grown-ass woman in the body of a 3-year-old, and I will be a mother to this other 3-year-old boy, and oh no, he's grew up and he's hot now, I guess I'm going to bang this child I raised. That's all of them. Literally all of them. I have not found a single one. In fact, oftentimes, there will be a love triangle featuring a secondary male lead who is an adult who met the protagonist as an adult, and they're all adults when they had the romantic tension, and they never win. Without exception, it's always like I'm a fan of childhood friends, but childhood friends only work... Okay, never mind. I thought you were talking about the grooming thing. Still. But yes, childhood friends only work when they're friends who are both children. They are not childhood friends when one of them has the mind, soul, memories, and skill set of a grown-ass adult, and the other is an actual child. That's not childhood friends, my dude.
Nope.
Oh yeah, there's like, on the subject of what, the horrible, novel that Meep is talking about, there's a lot of, things in, more in Chinese web novels, but a lot of things in Korean web novels where that happens. Yeah, that's just,
Honestly, that's not exclusive to Korean and Chinese web literature. It is also a staple of good old bodice rippers.
Yeah, but the difference is that bodice rippers are bad, and we know they're bad, and they are agreed upon of being bad.
They are trash literature, but some people enjoy them because they enjoy trash.
Yes, but everyone is aware that they're trash. The novels I'm talking about occasionally want to try and get away with pretending that they're not trash. And that really rustles my jammies, if you know what I'm saying.
Your Jimmies are rustled? Your Jameses, even? Yeah,
My
it's
Jacks.
Jimmy's. It's Jimmy's, not Jammies.
So, okay. Did you know that Jack is a nickname for John, or an abbreviation for John, as well?
Yes. I would know. Jack is my name.
Yeah, but your name isn't... Okay, we'll talk about it later. I also think I have to go. And
we can cut it early.
Yeah,
honestly.
we are gonna have to cut it early, because it's like, I'm kind of...
You're wandering aimlessly around the map, yeah.
No, that's just what a lot of Final Fantasy is just yapping to your friends on Discord while you just run in circles with your little potato on the map.
I hear the dog
Yes,
in the background, so
that
yeah.
is the... So thank you everyone for joining us. Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at the Storytime Network, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We will try and get our villains tier list whenever we can coordinate people. Jack, take away the YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon, yo. See you later.
Bye-bye.